Alright, so we're streaming, right? And this video, we're gonna be watching this today. Since I could not bring y'all a YouTube video. I'm sorry, I couldn't bring y'all a YouTube video, so I'm just gonna be streaming. And I'll be honest, I didn't feel like recording. So we'll just do this for now. We'll stream, watch this, and then I might have a video for y'all.
Hello everyone and welcome.
Hold on. Go subscribe to this guy's YouTube channel. Yeah, that's his YouTube, and this is the video of the first 13 levels of backrooms explained. And first, I gotta put some clothes up. So give me about three to 4 minutes. Alright, now I'm back, and we good. So, put the headphones on, make sure the sound, everything's good. Desktop audio.
To a huge video on the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the first 12 levels of the backrooms in one of the biggest videos on the channel. Back in December when I did Brugmas, I did a video every day about the first 12 levels. So day 1 was level 0, day 2 was level 1, and so on and so forth. And since then, I've had a ton of people asking me to compile those explanations into one huge video, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Hopefully you enjoy this huge video. This is the longest video on the channel, and yeah, thank you so much for your supports. The road to 100K is on, and I'll see you at the end of the video.
Oh, level 0.
Level 0, aka the tutorial zone, is the first level in the backrooms. It's classified as a class 1, so it's safe and secure and has a minimal entity count, even though there are no known entities here. This level is the one that most people no-clip into as soon as they land in the backrooms. You all know what the level looks like, and you probably heard it a million times, but it's Brugmas, and I'm gonna say it all again. Level 0 is a network of rooms that all have this famous backrooms wallpaper. You know what it is? It's that yellow, dingy-looking thing. It's nasty, really. The carpet here is damp, and it smells like it too. And there's this dingy fluorescent lighting all over that's flickering in some places, and it's also emitting this buzzing noise from the lights. The buzzing noise would already drive me to insanity. The buzzing on this level is much louder than normal fluorescent lights from real life, and it's unknown why it's so loud. It's almost like it's being loud just to be annoying. I mentioned it, but the carpet here is moist, and it's also unknown what liquid is making it moist, but what is known is that it's not safe to drink. Obviously.
I'm sorry, y'all know me.
Drinking carpet juice, bro. What? An important thing to remember when talking about level 0 is that the space there is non-linear. This means that you could walk in a quote-unquote straight line and end up right back where you started. And if you try to go back the way you came, you could end up in a completely different set of rooms. So this makes the level quite disorienting and confusing, especially since the people that are here just landed in, and couple that with
just think about that. Think about it. Think about we're 2 minutes in. We're 2 minutes in. That's okay. Just think about it. Just think if you walk in a straight line, you could walk back to the part you started. The part you that's trippy. That's not even explanatory. No one can explain how that could possibly happen. You walk in a straight line and end right back up where you are. Whatever.
The fact that compasses and GPSs don't work, and you've got a recipe for disaster. Also, radio communications are really disoriented and scrambled, so it makes it pointless to even try to connect with radios. Some people consider level 0 as the scariest level in the backrooms because of the initial shock factor you get from being completely alone and in a literal alternate dimension. which I can see. Even though there's no entities here, it's still one of the most terrifying. An interesting fact is that even though level 0 is the main way to enter the backrooms, there's never been any reports of wanderers interacting with each other in this level. And there's also been no corpses ever found here, but it's assumed that there's a ton of them, because there's no way every single person lives from this level. So let's say a group of people attempts to enter level 0 from a different level. If they do, they'll be split up, and they won't even be able to meet back up until they leave the level. So it's literally like the level puts you in solitary confinement on purpose. Obviously, this solitude and the weird non-linear structure makes people's minds play tricks on them.
That's
it's a given
crazy.
that hallucinations are common on this level, specifically the hallucination of doors or stairs or hearing humans talking, or you can hallucinate random movement in the corner of your eyes and your peripheral vision. And sometimes the humming of the lights can be so loud that you can hallucinate going deaf, or you can just hear random insects chittering. And yeah, couple all those hallucinations with being completely alone and isolated in a random space that seems endless, and you might go crazy.
No.
Like I said earlier, there are no known entities here, and you can't even run into another wanderer. So if you think you hear something, you don't. You're just going crazy. To enter level 0, you have to no-clip from the reality of Earth. Simple as that. To exit level 0, there are a few more ways.
What?
The main way is
That's
to
not
confirm
simple.
No clip through a wall or floor by practicing yourself. And this will put you on the next level, which is level 1. But there's also a slight chance that if you walk far enough in any direction, that you'll end up in a place called the Manila Room, which is a medium-sized square room that appears to have literally no relationship with the other levels. It seems completely random. This room has small
Ew.
wooden chairs inside, and it gives off just a weird vibe. But something good about the Manila Room is that wanderers can meet up here and they can actually see each other.
Okay.
Like in the main part of level 0 where you can't meet anybody. There's also documents from Meg that are available in the Manila Room that people can read up on, and it'll tell them how to survive the backrooms and how to travel from level to level. And most
Okay, that's- I
importantly,
guess that's
these
helpful.
papers will teach you
I guess
how
it's
to
helpful.
no-clip. Thanks, Meg. So
Okay.
the explanation I just gave is for the newer, revised version of level 0 from the Wikidot. The first version of level 0 doesn't exist anymore, obviously, because it was archived. There are several key differences in the official version that we have now and the archive version, so I thought
Okay.
I'd go over some of the differences here. In the official version, there are just an infinite labyrinth of yellow rooms everywhere, with an endless length of hallways and segments.
Why does it look like a dark
The
green,
archives
not a
version,
yellow?
There was a little bit more to it. Like there were electrical
very,
outlets
very
on the
dark
wall,
green.
and there were surveillance cameras on the ceiling. And instead of it only being yellow walls, there were occasional red rooms that you could walk in, and occasional pitch black hallways you could walk in as well.
Ooh,
But
no.
other than that, they were pretty much the same. They still had the flickering lights, the moist carpet, and the mostly yellow walls. The archive version also
Moist
had
carpet is
several
so
outposts
weird,
and
though.
entities that are not in the official version. Because if you remember what I just said a couple minutes ago, level 0 now has no entities and no outposts. And these outposts and entities are now moved to level 1, which is a pretty
Yo,
good
am I
change
really
in my
about to get an ad? Okay. I don't care about Valorant. There you go.
opinion. I think it makes it creepier, which you'll see those outposts in tomorrow's video, which will be on level 1. Ha! A cliffhanger. Get destroyed. Level 1 of the backrooms is considered a class 1 area because of these reasons that I always say, so I'm just going to show you. The level looks like a huge warehouse that has concrete floors and walls, and there's even like exposed rebar everywhere. Additionally, there's some fog that hangs really low to the ground on this level, and it comes from an unknown source. Nice. So the fog causes condensation to happen, which makes these puddles form on the ground. So unlike level 0, this level has a constant supply of water that you can actually drink, and electricity that doesn't make a humming noise. This makes level 1 a welcome sight for weary travelers. This
Okay.
level can get really expansive though. It's got staircases and elevators and secluded rooms and winding hallways all throughout, so try your best not to get lost. This level produces random crates with supplies that seem to appear and disappear at random. These crates can contain food and almond water, and sometimes they even have batteries, tarps, clothes, medical equipment, and weaponry. Nice. But sometimes the boxes
Okay, I
have
heard-
really
I
dumb
heard
stuff,
that- oh
like
my, can I
random car
pause?
parts or boxes of crayons,
Car
or
part.
even live mice.
Mice.
Some crates also
I heard that almond water is actually very useful in the backrooms because, yeah, there you go, yeah.
have loose change or human hair. So
Huh?
that's nice, I guess. These crates should be approached with caution since what's inside of them is random, but you definitely should approach them just in case there's good stuff, obviously. A weird quirk about this level is that there are strange, crude drawings and paintings of an unknown origin that appear on the walls and floors of the level. They sometimes change how they look, and they sometimes also disappear when you're not looking at them. Just like level 0, sometimes level 1 can experience light flickering. When this happens, supplies often vanish when the lights flash off, and entities also spawn then. These creatures tend to avoid areas with lights, so just hang around a bright spot, and you should be good. Also, since the objects disappear randomly, it's been found that if you actually hold onto the objects, then they don't disappear. They seem to only disappear when they're just laying by themselves. An area called the Hub is also located on level 1. It's a long tunnel that has doors to different levels.
That looks familiar as
freak.
freak.
There are wanderers here, and it's actually a pretty popular area. Level 1 is home to the first main Meg base, which, if you remember from my level 0 explained video, used to be in the archived version of level 0, but it got moved to level 1. I think it's for the better. The base is named Base Alpha, and it houses about half of all of the Meg teams. They also take wanderers in as well. The base is located near an entrance to the level, and is heavily guarded in order to ward off creatures, obviously. The next outpost is called the BNTG's Trader's Keep. The BNTG stands for Backrooms National Trade Group, which I've already made a video about them and Meg, so links below if you want to check that out. The place is called Trader's Keep, and it's a city-like complex that has a semi-normal social infrastructure. There are about 415 people who live here constantly, and they keep a friendly relationship with Meg. And this place is one of the main supply hubs for wanderers in the entire Backrooms, and it's a nice place to take refuge and experience some sort of normalcy. It's located in the storage hall section of level 1. The last outpost or place is called Tom's Diner. Again, if you remember my level 0 explained video from yesterday, Tom's Diner used to be on level 0, now it's here. The diner is run by Tom, obviously, who was a chef in real life before he no-clipped into the Backrooms. He has plenty of food in storage, and he gets supplies from the BNTG every few months so he can stay stocked. Tom's Diner is a common place for social activities and a pretty fun time overall, and a lot of people use this area as like a rendezvous point. It's strangely wholesome, bro, not even gonna lie. There are a ton of ways to enter level 1, but the most obvious one is to come from level 0 by no-clipping. But if you're not a level 0, you could climb a tree on level 11.1.
What? No clipping? I swear that sounds like something you do in Fortnite. Yo, I'm about to no-clip somebody, man. Yo. Like, that really sounds like something you could really do in Fortnite. Like, it's not even, like, funny. Like, it's really not.
Or you could complete the King's Trial on level 94. Or sometimes there's just doors labeled level.
But y'all probably hear my brothers freaking screaming in the background. Hold on, let me turn my mic down just a little bit, just so you don't gotta hear them bums and they screaming, cause I know y'all hear them. How long we been streaming? 12 minutes? Okay. Stream looking pretty good.
Level 1 scattered throughout the Backrooms. You can walk through one of those doors and you'll end up here.
Ooh, level
2 is the third level of the Backrooms, and it's classified as a class 2 survival difficulty because it's pretty unsafe, honestly. And this is the last of the levels that you could be sent to when you first enter the Backrooms. The majority of the people land in level 0.
Yo, what? What is that? Okay.
And some land in level 1. In some rare cases, you can land in level 2. And if you do, your luck is terrible. Like, you have the worst luck ever. Level 2's layout is pretty much an infinite labyrinth of low-light, concrete maintenance tunnels that go on for hundreds of thousands of miles. The walls in the hall.
You know what? I'm gonna make a educated guess by this photo they're showing. So, the concrete walls, concrete ceiling, you know, everything, just concrete, as he explained earlier, right? Why am I see he's got? I swear he's gonna say something like these 10-foot tall black shadows or black something black. Why does everything bad have to be black, bro? Like, it's just like what? Okay, just I already know he's gonna this right here. My mouse. This right here is an entity. I bet you, like, I swear, I kid you not. Like, I bet my life, on my soul, I swear that's literally that is a entity. There's no way why would there just be a black spot there? Like, that's not normal. It's not normal at all. Like, that's
hallway are all lined with pipes, and sometimes there are even air ducts in the ceiling and on the walls. And these air ducts typically have a thick black liquid that comes out of them, and it's unknown what this is.
See what I mean?
Scattered around these halls are random doors, and they're all over the place. Some of the doors are locked and some of them are open, but the ones that are open mostly lead nowhere, except sometimes there's a rare exit. We'll talk about that later. These rooms that dead end normally have shelves with seemingly random objects on them, ranging from pieces of scrap metal to computers, which is weird. The hallways in this level are normally a pretty comfortable temperature until you get to some of the segments where it can get up to 110 degrees Fahrenheit, or 43 degrees Celsius. These hot areas are also where machine noises are really loud too, so just avoid them.
See,
the entities located on this level are honestly some of
actually
the worst
the devil's
ones
place.
possible. Crawlers crawl through the air vents, smilers hide in the shadows. There's also child facelings, clumps, hounds, death moths, stealers, and this guy.
No, whoa, okay. This is too quick. What? Nah.
Fahrenheit, or 43 degrees Celsius. These hot
I got
areas
you,
are
bro.
also
I
where
got
machine noises are really loud too, so just avoid them. The entities located on this level are honestly some of the worst ones possible. Crawlers crawl through the air vents, smilers hide in the shadows. There's also child facelings, clumps, hounds, death moths, skin stealers, and this guy. Gotcha. These creatures lurk in the hallways constantly, so it's probably best to just avoid them at all costs. Interestingly enough, there are a couple bases and outposts here, and the first one is called the Survivors, which consists of about 29 people who literally just explore this level. It's kind of lame, but whatever. The leader of this ragtag group is named Austin, and the...
Now, is that really a surprise? Now, is that really a surprise, though? Like, that's
pretty friendly, and they're willing to trade with wanderers, so I guess that's nice. This group was actually the first group ever to discover what wretches were, so thank you, I guess. The next outpost is called Office Space EL3A. This area is controlled by the BNTG, or the Backrooms National Trade Group, and it houses about 30 people, give or take a few. There's no information on what goes on there, so I can only assume Backrooms trading happens, since that's the name of the BNTG. I don't know. To enter level 2, you can wander around level 1 until you find the entrance, or you can access it from the hub, which is that huge tunnel from level 1 I talked about. And like I said earlier, level 2 can be accessed directly from reality.
If you're unlucky, it can be accessed by no clipping. You can no clip directly into level 2 if you're unlucky. Imagine if all of this was real, like you just no clip on accident without even trying to, and then you just end up in the back rooms.
But it would definitely be the worst one out of the first 3 levels to land in, but it still might happen. To exit level 2, you can go through an unlocked door and it might lead somewhere to the next level, or sometimes back to level 1 even. The most common exit is this huge multicolored door that's somewhere on the level, and that leads to level 283. And if some reason you want to go to a sub-level, which is level 2.1, you can just no-clip through the floor or the wall in one of those extremely hot areas I was talking about, and it'll just stick you in the sub-level. I don't think I would do that, but whatever you want, man. So to summarize, level 2 is a huge expanse of maintenance tunnels with pipes on the walls and random locked or unlocked doors everywhere. There are a ton of dangerous entities here, and it can get really hot in some of the halls. This level to me is like the first real experience with entities you get, so be warned.
Why they keep giving me PC commercials? Like, they know my PC's trash. They know.
Level 3 of the Backrooms is classified as Class 4, so it's unsafe and unsecure, and it has a medium entity count. This is actually the first real test for people who are new to the Backrooms. Level 2 was kind of a warm-up level for this one, because Level 3 consists of a ton of looping dark hallways that behave kind of like the ones from Level 0, but not to the full extent. Each of the hallways juts off into random segmented rooms, and there's no pattern to this level whatsoever, it's all random. On top of the randomness of the hallways, there's also extremely loud machinery noises that echo through the halls, which could be disorienting, and personally, it would drive me insane. The hallways themselves are really skinny and short, and really skinny in some places, and sometimes people have to crawl through them, and if you're tall, you have to bend over like the entire time. But good thing I'm 5'10". The walls are made of dusty bricks, and there's copper pipes that run along them, and the floor is made of a hard gray tile. The ceilings are made out of metal, which makes the echo way worse. Interestingly, this level is actually one of the biggest levels in the Backrooms. Its estimated size is around 350 million miles, which is massive. This means it's really unlikely to run into any wanderers here, so it's recommended that when you come here, you be prepared to fight entities alone, since you'll probably not meet any help. Something that makes this level unique is that sometimes there's these prison cell bars that cut off entire sections of hallways. Meg has tried to break past these bars to explore further, but they literally cannot break it. They've also tried to break the walls down that are around the bars, but they can't break those either. Areas with these prison bars have been recorded as the creepiest places in the entire level. Some wanderers say that there's a heightened sense of fear when you're around them. Some have even said that they get extreme discomfort by just approaching them. Most people get the feeling that they're being watched when they're near these prison bars, and some have claimed to see an unknown figure lurking behind the bars. Creepy. Just like yesterday's level.
But why are you trying to break it then?
Has a black sludge liquid that flows through the pipes. This sludge is really toxic, and it can literally cause damage to your brain if you even breathe it in, and if you touch it, you'll get third-degree burns. So how about we just avoid the black sludge, huh? Meg still has no idea what the sludge is or why it flows through the pipes, so nice. Every once in a while on this level, there's a random electrical room with a single generator inside, as well as random electronics like computers or loose wires, and there's even security monitors here too. The rooms are rare though, and no one knows why they exist. As I said earlier, this level's pretty dangerous, but it's also really rewarding at the same time. The level has loads of almond water, false outlets, fire salt, royal rations, squirt guns, and many other resources too. There are tools and weapons like knives, lighters, and bolt cutters, and flashlights that are just laying around. On top of these resources, Level 3 is also a level with the strongest Wi-Fi signal in the entire backrooms. So you can get stocked up on food, weapons, and Wi-Fi. Sounds like a pretty nice level to me. As you can expect, all the machinery and these small enclosed spaces make this level pretty warm, but it's still bearable. The temperature ranges from 66 degrees to 93 degrees Fahrenheit, or 18 degrees to 33 degrees Celsius, for most of the level. But in some segments, temperatures of over 135 degrees have been recorded. So just avoid those. The machines on this level operate completely on their own, but they're also really dangerous sometimes because they'll just blow up and pieces of them will fly off and hit you. If you see one making too much noise, just don't go near it. Level 3 has tons of dangerous entities and creatures, and you're pretty much gonna have to fight off loads of them. There's hounds, facelings, wretches, death moths, skin stealers, clumps, and smilers lurking everywhere, specifically in the shadows. There are also sections infested with crawler fungus and the disease, which are both mold-like entities. The entities on this level behave more aggressively than on other levels, and they actively seek out to attack bases and outposts. Some smaller groups have trouble fending them off, but the big bases don't. Speaking of big bases, the Meg base Gamma is located here, and it's the third most important Meg base. There's around 300 people who live here, and they take wanderers in too, and they're open to trade. The base is attacked by entity hordes often, but since it's so big, they can pretty much defend themselves. The next outpost is called the BNTG Storage Facility. BNTG is Backrooms National Trade Group, for those who don't know, and this is the biggest trade center for the BNTG. The outpost will trade with you, but they're known for having insanely high rates. Losers. And there's around 150 people that live here. The third outpost is called the Followers of Jerry Blue Salvation. What? And there are only 15 members here, and they typically just are here to collect the resources from this level. Jerry's that one bird I talked about a while back. This group is hostile for those who don't listen to what Jerry says, and this makes them an unpredictable threat. The Masked Maidens might also have a base here, but it's unconfirmed, and it's kind of just a rumor that exists. The last base here is called UEC Base Scylla. UEC stands for Unbound. This outpost has an unknown number of members, and it's just here to collect the resources, and it's said to avoid them at all costs because they're dangerous and unpredictable. To enter level 3, you can go through one of those unlocked doors on level 2, or you can take an elevator on level 4 or 5. The metro is also a pretty reliable way to get here. To exit level 3, take an elevator, which will take you to level 4 or 5, or you can open a random wooden door, which will take you to level 31. Nice. So to summarize, level 3 is a huge level of small hallways with brick walls, metal ceilings, and tile floors. There's machinery constantly making noise, and a black sludge that flows through the pipes that can literally kill you if you inhale it. There's also a ton of dangerous creatures here, but at the same time, it's kind of worth coming here because of how rich this level is in resources. I rate this level about 7 out of 10 on the Brugly scale, because I come here just for all the stuff you can get.
Here we go, another Valorant. Literally, I bet you if I start playing Valorant, they won't give me no more ads. Like, as soon as
Level 4, aka the Abandoned Office, is classified as a Class 1 survival difficulty, and is safe, secure, and has minimal entities. Only 2. This level is mainly known for being the main source of almond water in the backrooms. Nice. It physically looks like an entire empty office building with stairwells and hallways and stuff like that, and it has pretty much no furniture. There are windows here, but they're mainly blacked out. And the ones that look normal, like there's light coming through them, are window traps. So don't go near them. Like I said earlier, there are only 2 entities that have been seen here, and those are hounds and dullars, but one person did claim they saw a smiler, so they might be here too. Due to there not being many entities here, and there's also an abundance of almond water, this means there's tons of people here, pretty much all the time. The almond water is in coolers, vending machines, and water fountains all over the level, and it never seems to run out. How convenient. Another convenient thing about level 4 is that it's very easy to enter and exit, but more on that in a second. Level 4 is considered one of the best places in the entire backrooms to meet up with other wanderers and to gather supplies, and it's definitely a safe spot to rest. There are several outposts here, but most notably, Meg Base Omega is here, which is the second main Meg base. This base is heavily guarded, and it's located near an exit of this level. The next outpost is called Amor Incrementum. If the name didn't give it away, this group is a cult. A cult who worships agriculture. It's one of the smallest documented groups in the backrooms, as it only has 10 members. And the plants they worship and grow aren't even plants, they're mold, so I don't know what's up with them. The last group here is called the TBD, or To Be Determined, which is a group of about 6 people who literally just hoard the resources on this level for themselves, and they're extremely hostile. They do trade, but when they trade, it's for really weird objects that don't even do anything, so they're just being weird. To enter this level, you can pick from a variety of ways, but the most common way is no clipping from the hub, or you can take an elevator from level 3. To leave level 4, all you have to do is walk through an office style stairway. There's tons of them on the level. Or you can take an elevator, and both of those exits will put you on level 5 or 6. Easy enough. So to quickly summarize, level 4 is the home of infinite almond water, and is relatively safe to just chill at and meet new people. Yeah, that's literally it. Level 5, aka Terror Hotel, is classified as a Class 2 survival difficulty. It's unsafe and unsecure, and it has a low entity count. Now this level is pretty much an infinite hotel complex with a ton of rooms and hallways that are scattered throughout the level. The architecture of the level looks like a hotel that's similar to a hotel building from the mid-1930s, and the furniture in the level seems to be from the early 1920s. Nice. There are 3 parts of this level that are fully accessible, and those are the main hall, the Beverly rooms, and the boiler room, but more on those later. The walls all throughout this hotel are covered in decorations from the early 1900s, and there's literally like no dirt and dust at all, which is cool because old stuff tends to get dusty. The level is clean because it seems to be able to clean itself somehow. If a spot does get dirty or dusty, the level will just automatically clean the spot and it'll go back to normal. Nice. The cleanliness of the floors and the pristineness of the decorations causes this level to give off a really weird vibe. The ambient sound on this level is smooth jazz music that's quietly playing from vintage record players, and these record players are hooked up to this extremely old speaker system, and their speakers running down the hallways. And interestingly enough, this music can actually be changed. Like the record can be changed. It's unknown who changes it or how it's changed. It just does it sometimes. Level 5 is actually pretty well known for these weird noises that people hear on the level. Sometimes they hear party chatter, you know, like the ambient sounds of a party, happening on the other side of walls, or whispering noises behind them, and people have even claimed that their shoulder has been tapped when they were alone. Sounds like it's haunted to me. The level also has a ton of paintings where the characters' eyes seem to always be looking at you, which is creepy as it is, but the fact that there's so many of them, well, that makes it creepier. Now it's time to get into the 3 parts of the level, starting with the main hall. As the name suggests, this is the most common area of the level that you can explore. The walls are this retro red color with that fancy looking wallpaper all over them, and the floors range from dark wood floors to red and gold carpet floors. The hallways here have old furniture like shelving and chairs on each side of them. And on the walls in the hallways, there's these old looking candle holders. Now some of the candles are real, but some of them are actually electric lamps that aren't real. There's no fire, it's just electric. And these lamps make a buzzing noise, almost exactly like the buzzing noise from level 0, which is weird. The majority of the rooms in the main hall are empty and locked, but some of the rooms are unlocked, and they end up being bedrooms that are fully furnished, and you can actually rest there. Some of the doors also lock and unlock randomly, so it's not known which ones are unlocked at which times. The main hall also has a bunch of elevators that range from really old designed elevators to really new looking elevators, and you can access a ton of different levels from these elevators, so it's kind of like a miniature hub, if you will. The next part of the level is called the Beverly Rooms, or the Eternal Ballroom. This is exactly how it sounds too. It's just a huge room with a bunch of doors on all sides. There's one table in the very center enter the room, and it's got some drinks on it and an unfinished game of Mahjong. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I have no idea what that is. People have tried to finish this game, but they can't for some reason, and they feel like they're being forced to stay away from it. This area is the main hub of level 5, and you can access the other parts of the level from this part, because there's like 1,000 doors in this area, and they all lead to the different parts of the level. Some take you to the main hall area, and some take you to the boiler room. Speaking of the boiler room, this is the last area that's easily accessible of level 5. And it's pretty much a big cluttered area with a ton of machinery all over the place. There's these huge pipes that run across the walls and through the air, and this can make the area pretty claustrophobic actually. Almond water seems to run through these pipes, and it flows at such a high pressure that the pipes burst sometimes and leak. Nice. It's also pretty hot down there with all